first off, you can sponsor the CTO Daily Dose. Your ad spot will be right here at the beginning. These things get up to 1,000 views on a combination of LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So with that said, why did I start the CTO Advisor? Why did I leave my daily job and decide that I'm going to do these daily doses every day as one aspect of what the CTO Advisor does? You know what? First off, at AbbVie, I had a great job. As jobs go, from a employment perspective, you probably don't want to. There's probably not a more stable organization than AbbVie. With all the talk of companies, profits, layoffs, the commitment to not having IT in-house, etc., AbbVie was on pretty solid ground. I had a enterprise architecture role there. I was probably one of the highest levels of individual contributors you could be within a Fortune 200 company. So you know what? Pretty good, comfy life. I did work every 2 weeks. I got a paycheck. The work was, in some aspects, if you like enterprise architecture, AbbVie has some pretty interesting challenges, from transforming from a traditional IT organization to a more agile cloud-first organization. Really big organization. I had a key role in helping in that transition. So from just a job perspective, it's probably as good as it's going to get when it comes to getting enterprise IT work with an end user customer. But over the past few years, you guys have kind of changed me a little bit. And I'm going to put it on your fault. So Amy, Matt, John, it's not just the fault of the Geek Whispers. I'll miss that podcast. It's helped my career tremendously, so thank you. But it's also the extended community. You guys have pushed me both in my technical skill and my soft skill when it comes to presenting, when it comes to creating videos, content, engaging in these industry-wide conversations. And simply put, I couldn't do that at AbbVie. I was focused on solving the problems within AbbVie, while my CTO advisor persona might have added some value to AbbVie. That's not what they really needed me for. They needed me to be fully involved, boots on the ground, and doing what you need to do to move their IT infrastructure forward. So I had gotten to a point where the CTO advisor, stuff that I was doing on the side, so these videos, the speaking at conferences, attending tech field day events, engaging the community, was starting to come in conflict passion-wise with my work. I'm a personality type that, I'm a high performer. Throughout my career, with a few exceptions, I've been rated a high performer. And I had gotten to the point at AbbVie where I didn't have the passion to be noted as a high performer. After the first year and a half, tremendous victories. We changed the way that we look at enterprise applications. IT had gotten a new reputation within some of the biggest applications within our environment. And I would like to think that was a direct result of some of my efforts. After that, it became more or less the same of enterprise IT. I was in this bubble in the sense that I couldn't expand my reach and my influence beyond AbbVie. So, what was the options? I could have went and worked for a vendor, kind of go into the office of the CTO for a vendor. I get to have all, great conversations with vendors, with other vendors, with customers, creating partnerships. That's appealing. The Geek Whispers talked about that whole TME evangelist / whatever you want to call it. What I'd be in the enterprise vendor industry. I could have went and done that, but that would have limited my voice a bit. I've built this reputation of having an independent voice with the CTO advisor. So I thought about it. I did interview with a couple of vendors. I've mentioned this, Google was one with their GCP, and I kind of, pulled back and thought about this for a while and said, you know what, at this point in my life, what better opportunity am I going to have to make a goal at being an independent analyst slash influencer slash marketer than now? I can go work for a vendor. If I go work for a vendor, then that kind of, I want to say to a point, erodes my credibility a little bit. I'll always be labeled rather, Keith Townsend, from formerly of the VMware office of the CTO, or the Dell EMC, HPE, Nutanix. Take your pick of the litter. Or I could step out of my comfort zone and say that, you know what? I'm going to see if what I do, these daily doses, the blog posts, the talks, the V Brown bags, work with VMug, all of these things that I do with the community, let's see if it has value to both customers and vendors to a point that they're willing to pay for those services. It's a little bit scary. I gotta admit, the ideal of this has been the first week of it. I've been working hard the whole week. Big difference is next week I'm not going to get a paycheck. No one's going to automatically just say, hey, you know what, we've, the salespeople have gone out and they've sold the heck out of drugs, or they've sold widgets. They've done all these things that the primary business does that supports you and your paycheck. They've gone out and done that, and there's money in the bank to pay your payroll. Instead, I have to make payroll. I have to think through what adds value directly to you guys, the vendors, that they would actually pay me, or you would pay me, for the services that I bring. Pretty scary stuff. But I think there is value. I think there's value, enough value in what I do, that someone outside of AdV or direct employer would pay that. One question that I got was, how did I know I was ready to make this move? Plain and simple, I had lost passion to do my day job. Again, I pride myself on being a high performer. I had gotten to the point where, plain and simply, I was giving AdV value for their dollar, but I wasn't giving them value add. And I'm the type of personality that has to give value add. Otherwise, I feel like I'm stagnant and not moving forward. And I just didn't see a way forward, and not just AdV, but any enterprise IT. If I didn't want to manage people in corporate America, that was kind of the end of the rope for me. So what's next? You know what? This CTO Advisor challenge seems like a pretty awesome challenge. So I'm enjoying the challenge. I'm enjoying doing the CTO Daily Doses. I highly recommend that you guys subscribe to the podcast. We've had some fabulous guests. I'll get to editing one shortly after this video. You can find me on the web, thectoadvisor.com. If you want to reach out, sponsor some of the CTO Advisor's content, you know what? Email us, sales@thectoadvisor.com, and we'll get back to you promptly, because we're early startup and we're pretty anxious to earn your business. That's it for this episode of the Daily Dose. Drink your beverage of choice. Have a great day. Talk to you guys tomorrow.